Hello students, today we will be solving the IB Math A HL November 2023 paper 2 question number 10. This is a common question for both the SL and the HL level students. For the SL students it is question 9 and for the HL students it is question number 10. And for the HL students you will be getting the first 9 solved questions of this paper and the other solved questions of the other papers in form of playlists on my channel in his online math tutoring classes. You will also be getting playlists where the solved past paper questions will be grouped based on their topics. There is a playlist related to vectors, another related to complex numbers, and so on. So without any further delay, let us start answering this question. The maximum mark is 16. It says a farmer is growing a field of wheat plants. The height 8 centimeter of each plant can be modeled by a normal distribution with mean, mu and the standard deviation as sigma. So it is the height, it is the normal distribution variable with mean, mu and sigma is the standard deviation. Here's the variance is sigma square. Okay. It is known that P of H less than 94.6, probability of H less than 94.6 centimeters. Yes, H is in centimeters, so height is less than 94.6 centimeters is 0.288 and probability of having a height greater than 98.1 centimeters is 0.434. Support A's question is, find the probability that the height of a randomly selected plant is between 94.6 centimeters and 98.1 centimeters and it is containing just 2 marks. You are having 2 information given, so you can definitely find the mu and the sigma values and then you can get this answer for the subpart A. But you have to remember that this subpart is containing just 2 marks and finding the values of mu and sigma belong to the subpart B. So is there any way of getting the answer to subpart A without knowing the values of mu and sigma? Let's see. For that, it is better if we can graph or sketch a rough graph of the normal distribution function. Okay. Now this is the normal distribution curve. This is the mu and this is most probably maybe 94.6 centimeters and the probability of height less than 94.6 centimeters. This is the part which is having heights less than 94.6 centimeters is 0.288. This is the probability and the probability of height greater than 98.1 centimeter, that is this region, is 0.434. Okay, and we know that the sum total of all the probabilities is equal to 1 every time, and the total probability is the area between the normal distribution curve and this, in this case the horizontal axis is the height axis. So the total area between these two curves, this is the horizontal line and this is the curve, is the total probability, which should be equal to 1. And our question is to get the probability where the height is between 94.6 and 98.1. So this will be equal to the total probability is 1 minus this probability of this region and minus the probability of this region. So it is minus 0.288 and minus 0.434. So we can use the calculator. It is 1 minus 0.288 minus 0.434. Okay, enter 0.278. So this will be the answer for our first subpart. Okay, coming to the second subpart, find the value of mu and the value of sigma. It is containing 5 marks. And we know whenever the mu or the sigma or both are unknowns, we have to use the standardized normal distribution function, which is the Z distribution. So Z is a normal distribution function whose mean value is 0 and the standard deviation value is 1. So the variance is 1 square. Okay. And the relation between the Z and the X, which is a normal distribution variable, another normal distribution variable with mean mu and standard deviation sigma, will be, and this is given in your sigma formula booklet, so you don't have to memorize this. In our question, the X stands for the age. Okay. So, first of all, I'll be getting the two Z values or the Z values. First probability I write as Z less than maybe Z1 is equal to 0.288. So therefore, Z1 is equal to, let me find the value of Z1. Okay. I go to menu and then probability and then distribution, and then it is the inverse normal because the probability is known. So I'll be using the inverse normal function. The area is 0.288. And the mu is 0, standard deviation is 1. So the Z1 value is negative 0.5592367 and all. Okay. So negative 0.55923. Let me write. Okay. Another equation that I am having is P of Z greater than Z2 is equal to 4.34, 0.434, sorry. But since we have to use the inverse normal, therefore we cannot have this greater than sign. We have to change it to less than. So therefore, probability of Z less than Z2 should be equal to 1 minus 0.434. Okay? Equal to 1 minus 0.434 equal to 0.566. Okay. So let us now find the Z2 value. Therefore, Z2 equal to menu probability distributions and then inverse normal 0.566, mu 0 and standard deviation sigma is 1. So, okay. And it is 0.166199 and so on. Okay. Zero 0.166199. There is the 4-3 also. Okay. So we have got the value of Z1 and we have got the value of Z2 or Z1 and Z2. So now we will be using this conversion formula. Okay. So let me take this. I'm coming over here. It is Z1 equal to negative 0.55923 equal to X. X is H. In this case, for Z1, where the probability is less than Z1 equal to 0.288, the H was equal to 94.60. H less than 94.6 is having the probability of 0.288. So in place of X, I'll be writing 94.6. And mu is mean. So let me take it as M. You can take this as X and the other as Y. I'm taking mean as mu as M and the standard deviation sigma as S. Okay. So the first equation becomes negative 0.5592367 S is equal to 94.6 minus n. This is the first equation. And the second equation, for the second equation, it is equal to, I'm not writing the Z2, I'll be writing the Z2 in the next line, equal to, now this is the greater than thing, greater than 98.1. 98.1 minus mu, which is m, divided by s. Okay, so this is equal to 0.16619943 S is equal to 98.1 minus m. This is the second equation, and these two are two simultaneous linear equations. We are having the calculator, so we can solve. Okay, so I go to menu and then algebra 3 and then solve system of linear equations is 2 and number of equations is 2, of course, and for the variables I have taken them as m and s. So it is m and comma and s. Okay, fine. And now I enter the first equation. It is negative 0.55923 6975. I could have copied this part, but anyway, 923 and 6975 times S is equal to 94.6 minus M. And the second equation is 0.16619943 times S equal to 98.1 minus M. Okay, and then I come out of this and press enter. Okay, so M is written first. This you have to remember, or you're seeing M is written first and then S. So the first value corresponds to the M and the S is the second value. M, the mean is 97.298 and so on. So up to 3 significant figures, it will be 97.3. Okay. So therefore, using GDC, mu is equal to 97.3 centimeters. Correct? Up to 3 significant figures. Okay. And what is the standard deviation? S is 4.8246. So up to 3 significant figures, it is 4.82. And sigma is equal to 4.82 centimeters. Correct? Up to 3 significant figures. Okay. Coming to subpart C, before that, the farmer measures 100 randomly selected plants. Any plant with a height greater than 98.1 centimeter is considered ready to harvest. Heights of plants are independent of each other. Subpart C is having two further subparts. Subpart I is saying, find the probability that exactly 34 plants are ready to harvest. Okay. So the farmer is selecting 100 plants randomly and is measuring their heights. Any plant with a height greater than 98.1 centimeter is considered ready to harvest. And the heights of plants are independent of each other. So what type of distribution can we think of? There are 100 randomly selected plants, so the number of trials is fixed. Okay, so let me start writing the subpart C's answer over here. The I, number of trials is equal to 100. Okay, two outcomes. Either ready to harvest and or not ready. There are only two outcomes. Okay, and the probability of height greater than 98.1 is equal to 0.434 is fixed. That is, the probability of success is fixed. And the heights are independent. So therefore, it is a case of a binomial distribution. Okay. So let X be a binomial distribution variable or denoting the number of plants that are ready to harvest. Okay. This is this. Fine. So X is a binomial distribution variable. Number of trials is 100 and the probability of success is 0.434. And now the subpart C's, the I's question, that is the first subpart of the subpart C, it is saying find the probability that exactly 34 plants are ready to harvest. So X value should be equal to 34. So therefore, probability of X is equal to 34 will be equal to, let us use the calculator, and now it is the probability distribution, 5 and then distribution 5, and then it is the binomial. I can take PDF because it is equal to, let's take PDF, so it is the option A. I can press A. PDF number of trials, it is 100. Probability of success, 0.434. And X values, it is not optional. You have to write this as 34. Okay. It is 0.0133. Okay. And it is better. See how many marks does this contain? It is containing 6 marks. So, and this is given that, so it should be a case of a conditional probability. Let us write, if you have time, then you can just write binom PDF. Okay. So you can just write binom. The students who are using the Casio calculator, you should be writing the function name for the equivalent to binom PDF. 100 and 0.434, 34 is equal to, if possible, if your time permits, you write this, okay, is equal to 0.0133. 133. Let me take some more digits because I'm not sure whether this will be needed in the next subpart. 133 and 1987. Okay, fine. So equal to 0.0133. This is the answer for this subpart. Correct? Up to 3 significant figures. Okay. Now coming to subpart II. Given that fewer than 49 plants are ready to harvest, find the probability that exactly 34 plants are ready to harvest. Given that, whenever you are having given that and then some condition, it says that you have to use the conditional probability. Okay, so we will be using the conditional probability. It is the probability that fewer than or less than 49 plants are ready to harvest. This is the condition given. Find the probability that exactly 34 plants are ready to harvest, because 34 is of course less than 49. Okay, so x is equal to 34 is the event that is happening, and you are required to find the probability of this event, that is exactly 34 plants are ready to harvest, given that this event is satisfied or has happened. What is that? X is less than 49. Okay, this is the conditional probability that we have to find. This will be the answer for this subpart. So, this is equal to, we know P of X. Okay, let me write the formula first of all. It is P of X equal to 34 and X less than 49 over P of X less than 49. Okay, so we know P of X equal to 34. Why do we need this? Because this is the intersection, means P of X equal to 34, X equal to 34 should be satisfied, as well as X is less than 49 should also get satisfied. So since 34 is less than 49, so if we just take P of X equal to 34, then this will be satisfying X less than 49 also. So I'll be writing the numerator as P of X equal to 34, and we know the value of P of X equal to 34. We have to find the P of X less than 49. Okay. So first of all, let us get the P of X less than 49. Okay. So this will be equal to, using GDC, or I'll be writing the command. This time it will be binom CDF, because it is containing an inequality. We cannot use the binom PDF. So it is menu, and then I'm taking probability every time. Okay, I may take statistics number 6, and then distribution number 5, and then it is the binom CDF. You see, it is the option number B. You can just press B, or you can just scroll and click on that. Select the option binom CDF. Number of trials is 100. Probability of success is 0.434. The lower bound. Obviously, the lower bound has to be equal to 0. There may not be a single plant in the group of 100 plants having the height more than 98.1 centimeter. It may be possible. So the lower bound will be equal to 0. There isn't any plant which is having the height more than 98.1 centimeter. In that case, the lower bound will be equal to 0, because this is possible. And the upper bound is, what is the upper bound? Binomial distribution is a discrete distribution. You cannot have 48.5 plants or 48.9 plants. So X is less than 49 means What is the maximum number of plants that you can have? It is 48. Okay. So this is equivalent to writing x is less than or equal to 48. Okay. So the upper bound will be 48. This you have to remember, because it is x is less than 49. Don't write the number 49. You will be going wrong. This is a binomial distribution variable, not a continuous distribution. Okay. So lower bound is 0 and the upper bound is 48 and okay. And what is it? It is 0.848 and so on. But first of all, binom CDF. Okay. So let us write that. And 100 and 0.434. Lower bound is 0, upper bound is 48. It is always better to give this command how you have entered the values. This will be explaining everything. How are you coming to the answer? Okay. So this is 0.848218. Okay. 0.848218 and so on. Let me get two more digits at least. Okay, the three more digits are 397. Okay, so now I am in a position to try to get the answer for this part. It is 0.01331987 over 0.84821837. Okay, so let us use the calculator to get the answer. It is this and it is 0. My goodness. It is 0.01331987 divided by 0.848. Of course, you can select these numbers and you can get them over here. 0.848218 and 397 and enter. It is 0.0157. Up to three significant figures, it is 0.0157. Okay. 0.0157. Correct. Up to three significant figures. Okay. Now coming to the last subpart. In another field, the farmer is growing the same variety of wheat but is using a different fertilizer. The heights of these plants, F centimeter, are normally distributed with mean 98.6 and standard deviation D. Okay. So F centimeters is the height and normal distribution. So it is 98.6 and D. And D square is the variance. Okay. And the farmer finds the interquartile range to be equal to 4.82 centimeters. Suppose this question is find the value of D. It is containing 3 marks. The interquartile range is 4.82. So Q3 minus Q1 is equal to 4.82. Okay. Now let us again go back to the normal distribution curve. Now this is the normal distribution curve. The normal distribution curve is divided symmetrically into two equal halves at the mean, which in our case is 98.6 centimeters. Okay, and the mean value is the median value is the mode value for the for any normal distribution curve. Okay, and also the Q1 and Q3, they will also be divided symmetrically. Okay, this portion below the mean will be equal to this portion above the mean. Okay, that means mean is equal to median. So median minus Q1 will be equal to Q3 minus median. Okay, so the median is dividing this entire range between Q1 and Q3, which is the interquartile range. Okay, so therefore, I can say since the entire interquartile range is 4.82, I can say that this part is 2.41. I'm just dividing by 2. It is 2.41, and also this part is also 2.41. 2.41. Okay, so what is the value of Q1? It is 2.41 centimeters less than 98.6 centimeters, which is the mean or the median value. Okay, so if you draw this graph, you don't have to be very accurate, very artistic. You just draw a rough sketch that will be telling everything. Okay, so we can get the value of Q1. So therefore, but you give this graph. Because I have drawn this graph, I'm assuming that this graph has been drawn and I am working based on this diagram. Okay, so 98.6 minus 2.41 is equal to Q1. Therefore, Q1 is equal to, let us find, 98.6 minus 2.41, enter, 96.19. Okay, so this is 96.19. Fine. And we know that P of F less than Q1 is always equal to 0.25. This is definitely true. Doesn't matter what is the value of Q1. The portion of the graph or the area of the graph before Q1 will be having the area as 0.25. The probability will be equal to 0.25. Okay. So therefore, we know that probability of F less than 96.19 is equal to 0.25. And whenever the mean or the standard deviation or both of them are unknown, we use the normalized standard deviation function, which is the Z distribution. So Z distribution is a normal distribution variable with the mean mu is equal to 0 and the standard deviation value as 1. So the variance will be 1 square. Okay. So let us find the value of Z1. It will be Z is less than Z1 should be equal to 0.25. And we will be getting the value of Z1. Let us find. It will be, now again, it is the normal distribution variable. And since the probability is known, we will be using the inverse normal function. So we go to menu and then 5 probability and then 5 distribution and then it is the inverse normal 3. Area is 0.25. Mean mu is 0 and the standard deviation sigma is 1. So the Z1 value is negative 0.67448 and all. So negative 0.6744897. Okay. And we know the conversion formula. So therefore, this is Z equal to X minus mu over sigma. You will be getting this in your formula booklet. So therefore, negative 0.6744897 is equal to this one 96.19 minus mu is 98.6. The standard deviation is D. Okay, and we have to find the value of D. So this is negative negative 0.6744897 D equal to 96.19 minus 98.6, or D is equal to 96.19 minus 98.6 divided by negative 0.6744897, okay, equal to 96.19 minus 98.6 divided by negative 0.6744897. Enter. It is 3.57 up to 3 significant figures. Okay. So 3.57, obviously centimeters. Correct. Up to 3 significant figures. Okay. So we have solved this question completely. Thank you for staying with me till the end. Please like this video in case you have liked my explanation, and please do share this video with your friends so that even they can get benefited by watching my video. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel in case you have not subscribed to my channel till now. It will be telling the YouTube that my videos are worth watching, so the YouTube will be showing my videos to more number of students. So indirectly you will be helping other students, and of course you'll be motivating me. I'll be knowing that I'm being able to help you. And we meet again very soon when we will be solving the very next question of the same paper. Till then, bye.